Hey everybody, I just wanted to introduce you to my aquaponic grow scheme that I am currently setting up in my playroom. I have a spare room in my house where, as you can see behind me there, the kids love making a mess and playing with a whole lot of things. But at the other end, let me switch the camera around here and you can see, as you can see there, at the other end of the room, we've designed a bit of a plant herbarium come fish tank area. And as part of this, I thought we would try and develop a grow system. Now, all the herbs you can see there are purchased from just a general supermarket. I'm currently growing my own. I've got some coriander and some lemongrass growing in here. And what you can see here is a grow bed with regular clay pebbles in. The mint that I transplanted has completely taken off. It's going to dominate the basil that I planted as well. I still need to plant out the coriander and the parsley as well as the thyme. So this whole system is linked up to a 30-litre fish tank. What you can see there is a pumping system, as well as a filter. I thought I won't rely, for the moment, I won't rely specifically on the clay balls to filter everything. So I do have a circulating pump there just to create some bacterial development in the tank itself to handle any nitrites and nitrates that do develop. Taking a little bit closer, you can see the little fish there. I've got 4 Galaxy Rasboras and 10 glow light daniers going on in there. I did have some snails in there, but as you can see at the bottom there, the snails have taken a turn for the worse, and I suspect the plants that I bought here, you can see the plants hanging around on the top there. That's a lucky bead in the corner there. It's not pollution. These plants are treated with a pesticide to kill shrimp and snails so they don't transfer from tank to tank. And I think that these snails have been hammered by this pesticide. There is one snail that is still surviving at this end over here, but I'm not too sure how long he's going to last there. So I have the whole system set up on 2 different timers. I've got this 12-hour timer here, which controls my grow light. This is my grow light there, hanging from the ceiling. It's a T5, 2 foot I think. And I just have a few plants growing on the other side of the room there. This all helps to obviously oxygenate the tank as well. So I'll explain the process now. Alright. As soon as the pump switches back on again, I'll show you the full process again. Just to give you a bit more insight into the tank, I have a heater there, which should keep the temperature of the tank between 20 and 23 degrees. At the moment it's sitting at 19. I think getting a digital thermometer is quite important to, if you want to, just especially when it can get too cold in the winter here in the northern or southern hemisphere. Another important thing for me, I travel quite a bit, so having an automatic feeder is quite important, and this works really well. This is a Zacro meal feeder, and you can control the dosage and the volume, and you can feed up to 4 times a day, 50 meals, something like that, 50 doses. So depending on the tank size, you can control all of that. This one, I did set it for twice a day, the minimum size, but with these only having 15 fish in there, I realized that it's a bit too much, so I have reduced that down to only once a day now. And these fish do love to hide away. Anyway, so getting distracted from the fish. So then I have a second timer, and this was the tricky part for me, trying to get a timer that would only pump for a certain amount of time. This is a reptile timer, so it's designed for, you can make it cyclical, so that means it'll switch on for a set amount of time, up to from 1 second onwards, and then switch off for another amount of time. So at the moment I've got it set to be on for 5 minutes, off for 5 minutes, sorry, and then on for just 13 seconds. And it takes 13 seconds to fill up this little grow bed, and then it switches off and the grow bed drains. And the drainage system, I have a bell valve, suction valve, in the middle there, which is connected to this piping underneath here, and that will suction all the water out and back down into the tank again. And then my pump actually is a little bit too strong for the size of the grow bed, and the size of the bell valve as well. So there the pump is switching on. Let's go up and have a look at it filling up. Only for 13 seconds, and then you can see it recycling back through down again. Now, because the pump is actually too large for the size of the suction valve, I did install a second piping system, and I put this scrubber on the front just to filter the balls out. I was getting some balls floating through to the bottom, but this is an overflow pipe, so it's just as if the water level gets up to here, it'll overflow down the second pipe. I think ultimately I need I would want to expand to a slightly larger tank, maybe a 80-litre tank, and then increase the grow bed at the top as well. But this is my starting system, and I'm just learning a bit about aquaponics in the process. So there we have it. That's my first attempt at an aquaponics system. Hope you enjoy the video.